Why, after introducing the work, meaning the inner work on oneself and meditation, to so many people, why do so few actually move forward in a committed, long-term way? That is indeed an important question, a painful one, certainly one that I am very familiar with. It is so hard to find even those few who are interested in these profound realities, in part because it requires such change on our part to enter into the wisdom teachings, whatever they may be, from across all great traditions. If one truly discovers the core of their meaning, it has to do with spiritual awakening, spiritual evolution, self-awareness, brutal self-honesty, and an understanding of what it takes to go against the current of oneself. For most people, they drop off very quickly. As I said, even to begin with, there are few who are interested in just the general concept. But then among those, there might be an initial excitement, curiosity, enticement into the mysteries of the sacred, a greater consciousness of new understanding, of self-mastery, of understanding others. Many great teachings that offer so much knowledge, that gnosis, as it's called, of old. And yet, before you know it, they just drift back to the old ways. Numerous teachers have pointed out that sometimes you're worse off having found something and then turning away from it, because now you can never quite go back to sleep in the same way, live as if you hadn't discovered another path. It is indeed a great human tragedy to have come close to life-transforming teachings that offer the kind of human wholeness and fulfillment, radiance, goodness that they are designed to do, and then to walk away from them and fall back into the dreary egoism and self-absorption that makes life ultimately meaningless. So the main reason I would say to those out there who wonder why so few remain consistently interested, focused on these teachings of whatever variety, is to recognize that it is part of our human condition to be so fragile, to be constantly on the edge of just falling off, falling back into automatic routines in the easy way. That great cosmic teaching on the narrow way, that ultimate metaphor of truth, simply reminds us that it requires a super effort within, a returning to that commitment of the decision to live for greater purpose, to seek that which is the good and the beautiful, the presence of the holy, to crucify that within which stands in the way, which pulls us away, almost like gravitation, back down into the black hole of a meaningless existence. We cannot be surprised, we can be disappointed and certainly suffer the anguish of knowing the fate of people who have come close, who have tasted, who have experienced something special and then dropped it. But that is how it is. It's like being on those front lines in warfare, except that this is psychological warfare, spiritual warfare, and it is messy and bloody. So I would urge anyone who has a yearning for these things, who has a sense that there is more, who has discovered in books and people and journeys that there is a way to be, a way to live our daily life that opens on to a greater life. I urge you to make it a one-way ticket, to never give up, to never look back, as the Master says. If you recall, he who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not worthy. Because we cannot be double-minded. It cannot be just another hobby among other things. What we are talking about is life and death, spiritually and physically. And we must realize that the odds are greatly stacked against us because our natural way is so self-centered, self-absorbed, self-interested. And we are called to something entirely transcendent. In other words, something that causes pain within, the pain of giving up what we require from life and need to control and so forth. But ultimately it leads to a liberation like none other, to a freedom from fears, including our mortality, that is worth every effort made. So even if you are the only one, the last one standing, seeking to live in that timeless reality of spiritual awareness, be that one, and don't be surprised that there are few. Be delighted to find that there are companions on the way, even in the darkest of times, even when it seems everybody has turned away from that path of truth that enlightens the mind, awakens the heart, and reveals our true identity as spiritual beings. God bless you on your journey.